Yeah. Look, like I said before, hit the like, hit the bell, and subscribe to stay notified. Look at that. I hit you within the first 5 seconds. Like, how can you not do it? Gonna keep it short and sweet. I think it is very easy for me to keep this under a certain amount of time so I could just get it straight to you. If y'all like the short pieces, I could do like 3, 4 minute segments no matter what time of day it is. I could just talk about stuff. Let me know in the comments down below if you fuck with the shorter version while I prepare a longer version video, whatever. Maybe we could maybe we could exchange like that. Anyway, actually, for the first time ever, I'm gonna make one of my chatters my craziest chatter the focus of today's discussion because by now you've seen the title and it says something along the lines of Brianna Wu is a fake ass grifter or whatever. You've heard all the fucking claims made against her. You are all now aware that she is trans and she's been hiding that and she's made a point of hiding that. But this chatter just said I would be gaslit till my parents made me believe anything they did to me or traumatic I had experienced was real, so that's okay. Now my memory's shot and I doubt my memories. Imagine reading a post from somebody like Brianna Wu and witnessing in real time how the Zionist project was built, the same way the white supremacist project was built, the same way the German supremacist project was built. Hell, if you want to even go as so far as to bring in some nomenclature of Rome and Genghis Khan and the Mongols and Turkey, you could do that if you want. I'm not here for that. Just here to point out that there are examples of this project being built over time. We literally live in one now. There should be no reason why there should ever be something called a sundown town in a country, let alone a city, let alone a town, let alone a province, let alone a street. We end up at this very confusing time where you feel as though you are so hyper aware of the injustices and injunctures you will inevitably go through in order to have some form of lifestyle where thinking about these types of things could be stable. And it would take all of me to sit here and point out all of Brianna Wu's lies, misled logic, the people I know that have told me she's never been in any of the events that she claims. I could go over the whole progressive victory grift, but I made a whole song about that. I don't want to take the time in this video that I feel could be better put towards other videos of people who love this shit and love this talk. I need to talk about people because generally I have stuck myself to knowing that no matter where I branch out into, whoever I talk about, it's always going to come back to me in the Uno cards. That's what my audience wants. That's what my audience deserves. I'm not going to give them anything less. And I'm definitely going to try to strive to give them more. It would be remiss of me to go, as I just said, over everything and not bring it all to a core point. It is easy for me to note and say Brianna Wu hates herself because society at large rejects trans people and she is a trans person. And this is the easiest way to feel like you're not waking up being bombarded with transphobic slurs, and instead it's something along the lines of how can you support Israel and the IDF, and then you just use that as fuel to say, why are all these people choosing to talk to me now? We could go over the entire You Peaked in High School series for that. So I gotta go deeper. Brianna Wu is one of a few people who have gained notoriety and prominence in the online spaces and then had it dropped instantly. This was around the time that God, Musically came out and kind of was the bridge to where Vine used to be. None of us are given a script when we get up here and talk live. At least I would hope not. Because if you got a script for 6, 7 hours, damn, bro, that's hard. I mean, technically I do, but that's a whole other story. People's real feelings at some point or another must intersect with whatever subject they are talking about or doing. If you are an artist, your feelings are coming out. If you are a gamer, your feelings are coming out. The reason why N-word controversies are so like because it's like, wow, a game made you say a slur? What's the connection there? Isn't all interaction a script? Maybe it's because of my autism, but I script out every interaction. We're talking about in general. Don't get into the specifics because then I'm gonna start agreeing with you and then we're gonna go on a whole nother tangent. See? Script. The intersection of how you've grown up and who you've grown up around will eventually become at odds with somebody who's grew up in an entirely different background. We have come to a point where mutual discussion leads us to have these redundant and oversimplified conversations about the intersectionalities of race and access to this platform because I could be with the camera. I got the nice camera. I got the good audience. I got the nice chat. I got all that. But in the eyes of somebody who's 10 times bigger than me, they can hyper analyze on specific points because their chat, their community might generate more conversation out of a little snippet than an entire 30-minute conversation. Okay. So we live in an ego. There's a sphere in which once you enter into speaking about anything pretty much, if you talk to the camera, you will inevitably find your way into hitting a topic that somebody else has hit. And the differences will make you guys clash. That clash will create more clashes. And those clashes will create more clashes until war breaks out. We've seen 3 of these happen already. No need to retread them, but for those of you who don't know, just throwing the names out. The first war was with Cell. The second, Carl Shelburne. The second one was with Fusi Tube and the whole locale situation that ended up blowing up into this. And now the third one is the entire, like, everybody's kind of doing, like, pedophile shit. Third war. It is easy for somebody to make up commentary for all of this because all they have to do is view it. I'm not a part of that. Why be that to you when I could be something greater? So to rewrap everything around back to Brianna Wu, which this has all been about, where does a person I don't fathom being a content creator that could willingly and openly put themselves in an orbit surrounding something as insane as being in support of Israel. Hear me here. I don't feel like somebody who makes art would legitimately base their entire personality on the country of Israel unless there was something monetarily to gain. Because you can do anything. Or have you not been getting that entire point this entire video? You could do anything. I gave you how I frame everything, right? Now let's look at Brianna. Can't stop giving her attention because she's going into spaces and pretending to be parts of other spaces, which generates more conversation and more eyes. People are willing to pay her to appear on their shows. Okay, can't escape you. All right. Got to call into question your legitimacy as a person. So from this point onward, I believe it is safe to assume, feel, and understand that as many Hasbara accounts be posted on Twitter, whatever, Brianna Wu does not actually exist anymore. That's it. Now I could open this spectrum up, but we're focusing here. We have to move as though she doesn't exist anymore. She's not talking to anybody who's going to challenge her views. She's not talking to anybody who's willing to like explain, like, girl, this is why you got no friends. You don't have anybody in your camp that's telling you to walk away. So whatever you're saying from this point onward is just empty-headed thoughts. So not that we should cancel you, but I feel like we should have like as a populist communal internet swirl of communities, we got to put you on trial. We need a tribunal because the shit that you're saying is associated with people who I actually deal with in real life. So when your name come up outside of the internet, now we got a problem. So now it becomes personal. We're putting you under review.